Dzień dobry wszystkim, I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm Mysticle, and today I'll be bringing you some exciting news from the AR/VR space. For those of you that are a little confused, that was a Polish greeting there at the beginning. A lot of people seem to like it, so we're keeping it. Also, if you're Polish, stick to the end. A little bit of information. But enough of that, let's get right into the video. The first piece of information that we have today are actually leaks. Very, very intriguing and interesting leaks, but they are just leaks. So do not take these as fact. And there are leaks about the Quest 3 S. They seem to be coming from a feedback Zoom call that Meta has held, and while we do not have any confirmation that these are real, a lot of these were shared by Luna on Twitter, but not even Luna can confirm their authenticity. With that out of the way, let me show you guys the leaks and the tweets so that you can see what might just be the brand new Quest 3 S. From Luna on Twitter, Meta Quest 3 Lite may actually be called the Meta Quest 3 S. User Luffy Sankira on Reddit claims they were shown these graphics in what was likely a Meta user research Zoom meeting. I can't verify them, but I can confirm Meta does hold sessions like this. So in these images, in these leaks, screenshots from the Zoom meeting, we can see what seems to be the Quest 3 S. It looks quite striking. People have opinions on this device. First of all, the front seems to be a lot more flat, which is interesting because from past devices, we know it was slightly curved. We also have 3 cameras in 2 arrays in the front, so it seems they have stopped with the cameras top and bottom and instead gone for 6 cameras directly in the front, unless there's something on top of the headset that we cannot see here, which I would hope there would be for, movements above the head. We've got a resolution of 1832 by 1920 with 20 ppd, and this is lower than the Quest 3's resolution of 2064 by 2208. This makes sense, obviously, it's a Lite version, it's an S version of the Quest 3, so it would be lower. Judging by the size of it, first thing that came to mind is also the fact that it is going to be using Fresnel lenses. We also have 256 gigabytes of storage, it seems here, and 128 for the lower version instead of what we have on the Quest 3, which is 512 gigabytes and 128 gigabytes for the lower one. Quite an interesting choice there. I wonder why they didn't go for 512 here, but I guess they're just trying to cut down price the most they possibly can. Let's remember, this headset is also rumored to have controllers. However, we also have rumors that they may be selling an even cheaper version without controllers. So it really seems like they're trying to keep price down here. It seems to be in French. I learned French for like 13 years, but I remember very little of it, so I will not attempt to translate this for you, but here's a Google translated version appearing above me right now. I believe the rest of the information on here is just about titles and games that the Quest has. Here is another slide that we can see, and once again we get more images of this device. It seems to have cameras on the side after all, so that's very nice. 2 cameras on each side of the headset, or at least that's what I think these are, and a lot of people were screaming that this is fake because the image seems flipped. As you can see, the image on the left and the image on the right, the volume buttons on the bottom actually change sides, but according to Luna, this is actually something popular to do in the marketing world. So whether that is a camera, it's a very bad image. It would be very difficult to say, but I do think that may be a camera there on the side, and that would also mean there would be another camera on the other side. That makes perfect sense. You can't just have cameras in the front. They're not going to be able to see half the things that happen to the side here. It's good to know that we would hopefully have more than just the 6 cameras in the front, and hopefully this also means maybe 1 camera on the top or something. Continuing on the Twitter journey, we have Sadly It's Bradley chiming in about the 3rd sensor in those arrays. If the leaked Quest 3 Lite render going around becomes true, I can only expect the 3rd camera per array would be focused purely on IR emitters for hand illumination, which would sort of match previous rumors of the device being hand tracking focused for input. So once again, controllers being optional. And Luna chimed in saying, which on paper would also aid in Smart Guardian and Space setup mesh creation without a more expensive dedicated depth or structured light projector, although likely slower and less reliable. And we have some strings from the firmware from Quest kind of portraying to that, which is really cool. For those of you that are looking for a cheaper device, we may have just had our first glimpse of what this could be. But once again, even if these leaks are real, this was just a feedback call, and I don't think our hopes of being able to see this device for summer are unfortunately going to come true, because if they're getting feedback, it means they don't have the device yet, or at least that's what I'm hearing in my head. Let me know your opinions on the Quest 3S down below. Do you think these leaks are real, and what feedback would you give Meta about this device? Now, let's move on to the Starship Home, which is apparently the first Quest 3 exclusive that utilizes its full AR capabilities potential, which is really cool. I love AR, so I love seeing titles like this. Starship Home, a plant-filled mixed reality adventure, is the first announced Quest 3 exclusive game. Developed by Creature, it turns your living room into a starship using MR pass-through, and you'll embark on an interplanetary expedition that involves collecting, nurturing, and befriending alien plants who need care across the galaxy, promising a narrative-driven story where you investigate the sinister blight affecting these plants. And you can see the trailer going above me right now. We haven't seen many titles yet on the Quest 3, especially exclusive titles that take full advantage of those MR capabilities. We've seen Meta trying to push developers to take full advantage of this by releasing things showing them how much you can actually do. And it's nice seeing that developers are actually working on and taking advantage of these features. I can't wait to see more titles like this, and in case you want to check this out, links of course will be down below. We've got spring sales showing up, and some pretty good ones actually. Meta is offering solid discounts on Quest game bundles, and separately offering a 30% discount on select individual games through March 24th. You can use the code SPRING30 at checkout for a 30% discount on any individual game on this page. The bundles have their own discounts and can't be combined with the code. Here are the bundles. We've got the Vader Immortal bundle, which offers you all the Vader Immortal episodes for a 34% discount. We've got the Friendly Fire bundle, which offers you Breachers and Zero Caliber Reloaded for a 36% discount. We've got Rock, Rave, and Rhythm bundle, which offers you a 39% discount on Smash Drums and Synth Riders, and a whole bunch more. If you guys want to see all of these, links will be down below to the Road to VR article. If we were to read out all of these, the video would be quite long. We've also got the Steam Spring Sale, which if you're a PC VR gamer, you could take a look at this, as there are more than 1,000 PC VR games discounted. This sale lasts through March 21st at 10 a.m. PT. And even Half-Life Alyx is actually discounted right now. It's on a 66% discount, so if you've been waiting to pick that up, now might be the right time. Bone Lab is also discounted at 20%. VTOL VR is discounted at 30%, Walkabout Mini Golf 30%, Underdogs 35%, Ragnarok 60%, The Light Brigade 25%, and so on and so on. Links, of course, down below if you want to check this out as well. But yeah, fairly sure everyone loves sales. There has apparently been a study done that shows us that 120 Hz is actually quite important to reduce motion sickness in virtual reality. And from Upload VR, the paper comes from Xi'an Yangtong Liverpool University in China, where the authors have been studying the effects of VR refresh rates, resolution, haptics, stereoscopy, and more for years, including how these elements all relate to simulator sickness. A Pimax 5K Super was used for the study because it supports up to 180 Hz refresh rate, the highest of any headset on the market. The study was tested at 60 FPS, 90 FPS, 120 FPS, and 180 FPS to compare the effect on sickness for 32 participants, 16 male and 16 female, aged between 18 and 51. It found that 120 FPS is an important threshold, after which the participants reported significantly reduced nausea compared to 60 FPS and 90 FPS. At 180 FPS, the reduction in nausea was minimal, suggesting 120 FPS is the threshold. The 72 FPS that the Quest 1 came out with was definitely usable for me. However, the jump to 90 later on the Quest 2 was a pretty big one, and then the jump to 120 Hz is one that I would never go back from. I don't know, it just feels really wrong going from 120 Hz to 72 Hz all of a sudden. I feel like now that my brain has experienced what seems to be the correct way, quote unquote, of playing VR, and the reason I'm doing this is because for some reason, it only happened after I experienced 120 Hz. It doesn't want to go back. And I would most certainly hope that now that Meta has released all these devices with 120 Hz, they will not be going back to anything lower. As motion sickness is quite a terrible thing. It's oftentimes that I have friends over, and even with the 120 Hz on these devices, they report feeling sick the first time they've played virtual reality, and that kind of makes them not want to play again. But motion sickness does also tend to go away with time, or at least for all the people that I've tried it with. And finally, one interesting piece of news, as apparently the Vision Pro might launch where Meta can't. Since its February 2nd launch, the Vision Pro has been a US-only device, which means that it only supports the US keyboard layout and emoji. According to the code found by Mac Rumors, Apple may soon be preparing for the Vision Pro's much-awaited international launch, as 12 new languages have also been added, one of which is simplified Chinese. Like every other Apple device, the Vision Pro needs to support a wide array of local languages if it plans to have any sort of broad international launch that the tech giant is known for. As indicated by Mac Rumors, code found in the Vision Pro's 1.1 Vision OS update shows 12 new languages are coming, including Cantonese, Traditional, Chinese Simplified, English Australia, English Canada, English Japan, English Singapore, English UK, French Canada, French France, German, Germany, Japanese, and Korean. Apple hasn't said exactly when it's rolling out to other countries, or even which countries to expect from Vision Pro's international release. The languages above, however, suggest it's at least going to be coming to Hong Kong, Australia, Canada, Japan, Korea, Singapore, the UK, France, and Germany. The inclusion of simplified Chinese may also suggest the company is entering mainland China as well, where Apple already has a firm foothold with the iPhone. Granted, simplified Chinese also is commonly used in Malaysia and Singapore, whereas traditional Chinese script is used in Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. As we know, the Quest isn't actually allowed to launch in China, and Meta did have plans for this for a while, but those seem to have all but fallen apart, or at least from rumors that we know. So it's interesting seeing that Apple may be launching the Vision Pro in China where Meta can't. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess the bell works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below, where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel, and thank you so much to anyone else supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. If you leave a super thanks or a donation, or you just support the channel in any way, seriously, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. As usual, if you guys want to be notified of which content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace. Okay, I told the Polish people to wait till the end, so here's the announcement. I've started a second channel. If you guys are Polish and are interested in, I don't know, hearing me speak Polish or record Polish content, sprawdźcie kanał na dole w opisie. Jest tam pierwszy film, to jest zapowiedź kanału. Na razie nic więcej tam nie ma, ale planuję zacząć nagrywać tam w najbliższym czasie. Mieliśmy filmy wczoraj, ale oglądałem je dzisiaj rano i telefon mi wypadł z ręki, spadł na klawisz Delete, po czym spadł na klawisz Enter. Nie żartuję, to się może przydarzyć tylko mi, więc tych filmów już nie ma. Ale no, kanał w opisie, sprawdźcie go, a jak na razie, peace.